As you can see here, this is the hen egg, right? So what happens in hen? After the hard shell is formed around the developing embryo, the hen finally lays the egg. So hen will not, the baby will not come out in the hens, that is only it will lay eggs. What happens after that? The embryo takes about 3 weeks to develop into a chick. How many weeks? 3 weeks. You must have seen the hen sitting on the eggs to provide sufficient warmth. Did you know that development of chicks takes place inside the eggshell during the period? After the chick is completely developed, it bursts open the eggshell. Means where is the development of embryo? Embryo develops inside the eggshell. So once it is developed, the shell will break open and the chicks will come out. In animals which undergo external fertilization, development of the embryo takes place outside the female body. The embryos continue to grow within their eggs coverings. After the embryos develop, the eggs hatch. As I said you, in the animals which undergo external fertilization, development of the embryo takes place outside the female body. The embryos continue to grow within the egg covering. After the embryos develop, the eggs hatches. As you can see in the picture, how the eggs hatches and the chicks comes out. After the embryos develop, the eggs hatches. You must have seen numerous tadpoles swimming in ponds and streams. Not only the eggs, even the different types of animals. Now in frogs, the tadpoles will be swimming in the ponds. That is how the young ones will come out. Now we learn that some animals give birth to young ones while some animals lay eggs, which later develop into young ones. The animals which give birth to young ones are called viviparous animals. Those animals which lay eggs are called oviparous animals. You can see here, viviparous animals are those in which the embryo develops entirely within the mother and not from an egg. Viviparous offspring live independently and require an external food supply from birth. This is the reproductive mode of the nearly all mammals. Many reptiles and a few fishes also follow the same kind of reproduction, that is viviparous animals. The next is oviparous animals. Oviparous animals are egg-laying animals. What are those? They are egg-laying animals. It means there will be little or no development of embryo within the mother. This is the reproductive way of many animals, including birds, amphibians, most insects, many reptiles and fishes. Those are oviparous animals. Okay, in some animals what happens? The new individual which are born or hatched from the eggs continue to grow till they become adults. But what happens? You have seen the silkworms are the same. The young ones may look very different from the adults. For example, in the silkworm, first is larva or the caterpillar, then comes the pupa and then comes the adult, where it looks very different kind of insect first, then it changes. When it's become adult, then we can say it is a silkworm. Till then we cannot observe that it is like a parent. Observe the different stages of frog also. Now you can see in the picture there the stages of frog starting from the egg to the adult stage. We find that there are 3 distinct stages, that is the egg. First is the egg. After egg will become the tadpole. For tadpole, one more name we say larva. From larva, then it comes to the adult. Don't the tadpoles look so different from the adults? You can see the picture of tadpole and the frog. Yes, the tadpole is completely different from the frog. Yes or no? This is the tadpole and this is the frog. Are they similar? No, they will not. They are not similar. Similarly, the caterpillar or the pupa of the silkworm looks very different from the adult one. The features that are present in the adult are found in these young ones, but the features will be same. Then what happens to the tadpoles or the caterpillars? You have seen a beautiful moth emerging out of cocoon. That is, from the silkworm, what happens? It changes to cocoon. In the same case here, the tadpoles, they transform into adults capable of jumping and swimming. The transformation of the larva into an adult through drastic changes. This drastic changes is called metamorphosis. What it is known as? Metamorphosis, where the body completely getting changed from one to other. Do you think we too undergo metamorphosis in human beings? Body parts are similar to those present in the adults are present for the time of birth, from the time of birth. So in human beings there are no changes. Okay, in human beings changes will be there? No. A small baby also have 2 hands, 2 legs, and an adult also has the same. So metamorphosis process will not be there in the human beings. It is in the frogs and in the silkworm we can see easily. Okay, till now we learnt about the sexual reproduction and viviparous. Now we have learnt about reproduction in some familiar animals. But what about the very small animals like hydra and microscopic organism like amoeba? So they have a asexual reproduction. What do they have? The asexual reproduction. Let us see now first the hydra plant. Okay, in each hydra there may be one or more bulges. You can see the bulges here. These are the bulges. These bulges are the developing new individual and they are called buds. Okay, this bulging is known as buds. The buds, you can even think of the yeast where the buds are there. In hydra too, the new individual develops as outgrowths from a single parent. Here hydra, there is no male and female. This is a single parent. From here only the bud starts. Okay, this bud is going to become a new individual now. This type of reproduction in which only a single parent is involved is called asexual reproduction. Since new individual developed from the buds in hydra, this type of asexual reproduction is called budding. What it is known as? The individual is getting developed from the bud, therefore it is known as, the process is known as budding. Okay. Another method of sexual reproduction is observed in the microscopic organism also. Now here you can see the bud, first it comes, then it grows into little bit more. Once it is overflowing, means this plant cannot hold it again because this becomes heavy. Okay, this part will become heavy and it falls off. Once it is fallen down, it is not waste. It will grow into a new plant. Okay, it will attach to the soil and it starts growing. Now from this plant, one more plant has been grown. This kind of reproduction is known as asexual reproduction and the method is budding. Clear? The next method in asexual is binary fission. Binary fission, this is yet another mode of asexual reproduction found in unicellular organisms like amoeba, paramecium, etc. The division starts with the division of the nucleus of the parent. Okay, here in the picture you can see this is a single nucleus, then the nucleus will break. Okay, then what happens? This nucleus will change and form 2 new nucleus. Okay, parent cell of organism followed by the division of its cytoplasm. The end results will be formation of 2 daughter cells or organisms. You recall that amoeba is a single cell organism. It begins the process of reproduction by the division of its nucleus into 2 nuclei. As here you can see this is the one and here it is becoming 2 different nuclei. This is followed by the division of its body into 2, each part receiving a nucleus. Here you can see each part has a different, from one it became the nucleus divided and now 2 different nucleus with 2 different. 2 amoeba are produced from one parent amoeba. This type of asexual reproduction in which an animal reproduces by dividing into 2 individuals is called binary fission. What is the process? that is binary fission. In asexual reproduction, it is the binary fission. Apart from budding and binary fission, there are other methods by which a single parent reproduces young ones, which you are going to learn in the higher classes.